Hi guys, so this is our work for today. So we did the inverse, right? On the set notation and table, graph, and how to find the inverse function algebraically. We did like all those things, and then now you will use that inverse function to the word problem. All right, so let's look at this. In 2016 to 2017, tuition at the MCC was $86 per credit hour. All students registering to take classes were also required to pay a $15 registration fee. Use C to represent the number of credit hour and T to represent the total tuition including the registration fee. So this is, then think about it. Do you get credit hour depends on the money, or you get tuition, you have tuition depends on your credit? You get tuition depends on your credit. How much you take the course, and then it depends on that one, you pay that much money, right? So this is like that kind of function. But before we make the function, let's think about this too, A and B. So it says if a student takes 12 credit hours, 12 hours, right? And then what do you remember this? $86 per hour, right? That means 1 hour, $86. 2 hours, then what? You need to pay double, right? So 86 times by 2, like this. Then what? This time this student takes 12 credit hours. Then what will his tuition be, right? So this guy's tuition will be 86 plus, multiplication times by 12, right? But that is only for the credit hour, right? But what do you have? $15 of registration fee, right? So you need to add it. That's extra. You take 1 hour, 10 hour, 100 hour, doesn't matter. You need to pay that $15, right? So let's add it here, plus 15. So this is multiplication here, multiplication. Then that's the tuition, right? So when you get the value, let me see, 86 times by 12. That is 1,032 plus 15. Then that is what? $1,047, right? So A, this guy, if the person take 12 credit, then he need to pay $1,047. That includes the credit hour and registration fee. Okay? And then look at B. Then B is what? A student takes 9 credit hours, right? 9 credit hours. Then will be $86. And how much hours? 9. So you times by 9. And also this guy need to pay registration fee, right? So that will be the total tuition for the year. So let's see. 86 times by 9. 86 times by 9, that's 774 plus 15, right? Then that is $789. So this is the money B student need to pay. So it's $789, right? And then look at C. Create a function for the total amount of tuition using the function notation. So we are getting total amount of tuition. Tuition is what? Go back to the question. It says total tuition for T, right? And number of credit hour, C. So we are using T and C, all right? So my T of C, that means based on credit, the total tuition. That's the function. Tuition function depends on your credit hour, right? That is, or you can say Y. It's the same thing. You can do Y, X and Y, that's fine. But this case, they gave you the variable, so you need to use it. So T of C, right? then you know what? Look at this. We started here. So 1 hour, then $86. 2 hours, then what? You multiply by 2. So 86 times by 2. 12 hour over there, we got the credit tuition except registration fee. That was 12 hour, then what? We did 86 times by 12, right? 9 hour, we did 9 hour, then we did 86 times by 9, right? What about T hours? I don't know how much. Or C hours. C hours, right? C hours. Then what do? You just multiply it by 86. So we can say that's 86C, right? So I can write it 86C. And then we need to add $15. So just put 15. So this is my function for this, right? Each credit hour you pay $86, and there's additional registration fee. Then you get total tuition, right? In other words, if you get confused with the letter, then still you can do this. Y equals 86x plus 15. That's fine. And once you set it up, and then you just follow the variable over here, and then you can substitute it. If that makes you easier, then you can do it, guys. All right? So y equals 86x plus 15. And look at D. Find the inverse function. Find the inverse function. So we know how to find the inverse function of that, right? So I got y equals 86x plus 15, right? And to get my inverse function, what do? You change your x and y. So x equals 86 what? Y plus 15, right? And then we need to solve it for y, right? Isolate it. This coronavirus. Why is my coronavirus? Go away. So I'm gonna get rid of this 15. Plus 15. What's your opposite operation? Minus 15. Minus 15. Alright? So you cancel that. And on the other side you have x minus 15. That is 86y. And still I need to isolate my y only. We don't need this 86. Divided by 86. Divided by 86. Alright? And finally I got y equals x minus 15 over 86. Right? So I got this. But you know what? We need to put our variable back. So originally this x was c and this y was t, right? So I'm gonna just, it was c and t, right? That's my original. But we want to find the inverse. So now what do you have? You change it, but we just make it x and y again, so it's kind of confusing, but that's opposite. So you put c here and that's your t. Okay? So now we got the credit function. Credit is equal to total tuition minus 15 over 86, like that. Okay? And then look at E. Calculate and interpret f inverse of 445. Then what? 445. So we got the inverse function already. So you just put 445 into t. Alright, then you will get the credit. So 445 means that's the total tuition of like one student. Alright, and then how much credit the student's taking. So we are getting that. So let me calculate the numbers. So C equals 445 minus 15 over 86. So 445 minus 15, then you get 430 over 86. And let's see what's 430 divided by 86. That's 5. So what? This student's taking 5 credit. Alright? So we get this answer. So it's kind of like hard, but the thing is, you set it up the equation, and then you find the inverse function, and then you're getting the value. Okay? So let's try one more problem together. So guided practice like that. So Mr. Belton, so that he was charged a basic monthly fee of $7.18 and $3.98 per 1,000 gallons of water. Right? Using function notation, write the monthly cost function in terms of the number of thousands of gallons used. So it's the same thing. So Mr. Belton's water fee. So we are calculating Mr. Belton's water fee. Right? So the money total fee. So let's use f for that. F of x equals, right? So each 1,000 gallons of water, he paid $3.98. So $3.98 of the water, right? And then monthly fee is $7.18. So we can set up the equation like that. So what is his monthly bill if he used 8,000 gallons of water? Ooh, that's confusing, guys, because it says what? X is already 1,000 gallons of water, right? This is 1,000 already. So don't put 8,000 into X. You know what I mean? 1,000 gallons already. So it says 8,000 gallons of water. Then that means X is 8 because your unit is already 8,000. Alright, so I'm gonna substitute 8 into X. Alright, so my f of 8 equals 3.98 times 8 plus 7.18. So let's see that. 3.98 times 8. Then you get 31.84 and plus 7.18. When you do that, 7.18, then you get $39.02. Okay, 39.02. That's the answer for B. And just make sure 8,000 gallon, we are using 8 because the unit's already thousands of water. 1,000 gallons of water. Alright? And then it says find the inverse function. So I'm gonna use this. Okay, my original function, and then to get inverse function, what do? We do y and x, right? So I'm gonna rewrite it with y and x. So y equals 3.98 x plus 3.18, and we change x and y, right? So x equals 3.98 y plus 7.18, and then we solve it for y. So get rid of the 7.18, so minus 7.18 minus 7.18. Then you cancel this. You have 3.98y and x minus 7.18, right? And then we want to get y only. I don't need this 3.98, so let's divide it by 3.98. So I'm gonna copy this one over here. Divided by 3.98. Then you get y equals x minus 7.18 over 3.98. So we got this. And for my answer, I'm gonna use this, guys. So instead of y, because we got the inverse function, so let's write it f inverse of x like that. Alright? And then I'm gonna just put it over here. X minus 7.18 over 3.98. I think I need to cut the video, guys. I'll be back.